The power of the internet. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, we did it.
Hi. I'm sorry we're like a couple minutes late. We're here. I know in live time that's like a life.
Live times for
Oh,
When
no
you're
worries.
waiting for someone to get on a live, it's like if they're 2 minutes late, they might as well have been 30 minutes late. It's like,
Fortunately, everyone here is still very excited, still here. I got to
amazing.
practice my monologue.
There you go. How are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
We're doing
Hanging in
good.
there?
We're just in Los Angeles, so we're just in our house.
Yeah,
chilling.
staying safe.
Yep,
I-
staying
I
safe.
I definitely want to ask you how your quarantine's been and what you've been up to. But do you want to get started with the song and then we'll go from there?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
I was just gonna do like a little acoustic rendition of Daydream to start.
All right.
But yeah, this is our single Daydream. Just came out like, what, 2 months ago? Before the quarantine. It was right before the quarantine started,
Right.
so. Here we go. Midnight, my heart is racing. We're wide awake in this hotel. We only got 6 hours, but sleep don't matter when I'm with you. Just hold on to the memory of me riding in your front seat every day. And I'll hold on to the smell of the sweater that you wore in December when we met. Daydream about me, and I know that you hate them much without me. Baby, I hate them too. But you know, I'm coming back to you. Daydream about me, and I know that you hate them much without me. Baby, I hate them too. But you know, yeah, I'm coming back to you, baby. I feel like that's a nice little intro.
Yeah, that's beautiful. A great rendition of that new single, Daydream. Sounds great from where I am.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks.
my word.
Appreciate it.
That's cool. So,
Where are
I mean,
you? Are you in Ohio?
I am. I'm in Columbus, in my apartment, hanging out, drinking some tea.
Nice. I'm just drinking my latte, as you can see.
Gotcha. I have a lightning round planned for the end, and one of the questions was coffee or tea, but I'm glad that we got that out of the way.
There, shoot, should have
Out of the way early.
withheld our answers. And
I know.
the whole thing.
Just sent you a spoiler alert.
Okay.
But it's fun. That new single, Daydream, it's a nice coincidence, kind of, there. That was
Yeah.
written, of course, well before all of this started. But
Right.
it's kind of about this long-distance love that people share. How are you finding new meaning in the song compared to when you once wrote it?
Yeah, it's really funny because I feel like a lot of the songs on the record, like I can think of like 2 in particular, are like really applicable to right now, even though they were written obviously like months before any of this was going on, and like were written honestly probably even like almost a year ago, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And Daydream's one that's kind of funny because exactly that, like it's become this whole thing that's like, oh my gosh, like we actually are like not able to be with our loved ones like on such a universal level. And when we were writing it, it was coming from more of a perspective of like we tour so much, you know? So like our relationships, it's hard to maintain relationships when you're away and having to leave so often. And there's like a lot of goodbyes involved, and we were kind of just like wanting to put that kind of like love letter out. And I know that obviously a lot of people go through that if they have to go away to college or they have to do this stuff, but the fact that this happened when that single came out is like, oh, okay, now everyone can relate to it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of amazing. Like I'm kind of really glad that that song is out right now because it feels like a little comforting track, you know?
It was good timing, to be sure. I know many people finding comfort with that one. Shifting our eyes to the future, though, you got 2 singles out right now. It's Daydream and Los Angeles that are out from the second record.
Yeah.
You're pretty secretive about this new record. I couldn't dig too much up. No album name, no release date that I can see. I'm not asking you to share any secrets, but is it still something we can expect sometime soon?
Oh my gosh, like so soon. Like
So
really,
soon.
really soon. I would say, yeah, we've been a little bit quiet, but the quietness is about to subside, I promise, which is
Okay.
like, oh my gosh, you don't even know how relieved we're like, oh,
Hmm.
fuck. Sorry, I can't swear. Sorry.
We're
Can
not
I?
on the radio.
I'm freaking finally. Sorry. And no, yeah. So it's going the quietness and all of those details are coming like literally. I can't say when, but like so soon.
Okay.
And yeah, Los Angeles is out, and we're about to put out another song really soon, and then a record will be coming as well. So.
Ooh, it's very exciting. Are you still, and I mean, I've always kind of been fascinated by the album release process for artists because these songs have been done for some time. Is it
Mhm.
true that you're already working on album number 3?
Oh yeah, I mean, totally. Because we're always writing. Like that's the thing is even when we put out When My Heart Felt Volcanic, our first record, I mean, we wrote Los Angeles a week after that record came out. So I think that for us, just in the style that we work, we're constantly writing music, and like where it lives and how it comes out is kind of like the afterthought and a different story. But we already wrote a song like probably 4 months ago that like very well could be a single on the third record. Because yeah, I think some artists, they are really specific about times they're writing and then times they're like promoting their record. And I think for us, like we love writing music so much that it kind of just never stops. It stopped a little bit after the second record just because we wrote more songs for the second record, like probably 3 times as many songs for the second record as we wrote for the first one. So we were definitely like a little burnt out. But yeah, we're already writing again. And in the quarantine, it's like, what else, you know?
All right,
What
yeah.
else is there to do? Might as well write music, yeah.
Well, it's cool that you're staying productive, and I do want to talk a little bit more about that later with this digital wellness tour. But can we have you play another, and then we'll keep moving from there?
Yeah, I'll do a little bit of Los Angeles, which is like,
Cool.
Katie is like, she's the guitar queen, and so I just like struggle to, you know, I can't be with her, and I rely on her so much. I've realized in this quarantine, I'm like, anytime I need someone to play guitar for me, I'm like, Katie's got it, and now I'm having to like do it myself, and I'm like, okay, you need to become resourceful and like play
No
guitar
pressure,
better.
but I just saw her here in the chat, so she's here, she's watching.
All right, Katie, don't call me out. Right? Okay, so this is Los Angeles. Driving on Sunset, everything's perfect, but I think that we missed that time better night you ago. So cinematic, over dramatic, but I think that we lost ourselves a while ago. This used to be romantic, but now it makes me panic. Sometimes I love the city, then I remember what you did to me. Thought that by now it'd be over, but your memory's making me colder. How did you lead me so wrong? Los Angeles, I've had enough. Go ahead and take me home. Los Angeles, you're the loneliest city I've ever known. It's all your fault. I love about you. You can find my heart in Los Angeles. You're the loneliest city I've ever known.
Sounded great. Sounded fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
Katie,
Thanks.
Katie called you a queen. I saw that pass by the
Oh,
stream.
we love it.
It's good.
Supporting queens, Katie.
Love it. Um, so I wanted to circle back and talk about this digital wellness tour because I think it's a cool thing that you've been doing to kind of make some light out of this fact that we're all kind of stuck in one place, stuck, pardon the pun. But 3 dates of meditation, workout, and yoga, and then you recruited a bunch of other great bands for closet tours, mixtapes, and board games, and more. And I loved
Right.
that idea. How did it get started?
Yeah, it was just like, it was really kind of like naturally. The girls and I were kind of just like sitting around, and I was like, oh my gosh, obviously we can't tour, and everything has to be online. We should do like a digital tour, but we should do like wellness because it's something we're so passionate about as people. Like Kenna's super into yoga. All of us work out all the time. We all cook dinner together when they're in town, and like even, you know, when they're not, all of us are constantly like making healthy meals, and meditating and like doing stuff that like really grounds us, because I feel like as a musician, like you can get really burnt out by the lifestyle, you know, like from so much touring to so much traveling, and like it's all kind of like these really extreme highs, and then you're like in your hotel room alone, and then you're on stage and you're alone, and then it's like a really weird like juxtaposition. What's the word? Juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to use big words here. But it can be strange, and so I think all of us have taken on like a lot of wellness into our lives because it's just helped us be happier and like more grounded. So yeah, it was just, and especially in times like these, I think that like self-care is so important when we're going through something collectively as like a planet that's so stressful and like really scary. So I know for me, I had to turn to like my meditation and my wellness to like really to feel better and to feel happy, because there's so much that's out of our control, you know? So we kind of wanted to spread that to fans and kind of help them and kind of take stigmas off of, or try to, right? To like our fans off of like what it means to meditate or what it means to exercise or do yoga, because you can start so small with all of those things and they don't have to feel like really overwhelming, like mountains to climb, you know? So I think that was kind of the main point of it when we started it.
I think it's super important and also very touching to watch the chat as you were talking about that and see so many people like sharing how it affected them and clamoring for part number 3. Do you think there'll be a part 3 to that tour?
You know what? I think that whatever the fans want, we try to get. So like, if
not to force your
we
hand.
Didn't know, that's the thing. Is like we didn't know. We're like, we'll just try it one part, and they loved it so much, and like they're the best ever. They're so sweet and they're so supportive and encouraging, and so the demand was really really strong back from them. Like, oh, we love this, do more, and that's when we decided to pull on like friends and stuff, in other bands, because we thought it would just be really fun. And then now part 3, yeah, we're kind of working on it and took a little break for a week or two, and maybe definitely. I mean, I can't promise, but we're working on things.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to whatever new content you're coming out here within the near future. I mentioned that you had 2 singles off of this forthcoming record, but I failed to mention you actually have released 3 songs since the last record came out. I'm talking, of course, about the Tootsie Slide cover of the Drake song that you put out.
Yes.
What inspired that?
That one was so random, and we didn't like expect it to turn into like this full-blown cover, because we were doing, obviously as artists are doing, we're doing so many live streams, and there was one live stream in particular, I think, that like asked us to do a cover, and I was like, oh, or we were like kind of experimenting with our set, like, should we do covers, like what should we do to like make it new and fresh? And Elisa was like, dude, we should cover Tootsie Slide by Drake. And it was like brand new at the time. I don't even think I had heard it. It's like, okay. So we just started playing it, and like it just turned into like this really soulful, like cool rendition of it, and like kind of just snowballed, and then we like really loved it, and like the girls really loved it, Katie and Ken, and then we just like literally ended up recording it and putting it out. And I don't even really know how we got from A to B. It just like all kind of snowballed. But yeah, it was
sounds
fun.
really good. It sounds really good. Check it out on YouTube. The Ace is covering Drake. I've got one more thing to run you through before we have you play another and cut you loose, have you have the last word and all. It's a lightning round, real quick here at the end. We've already covered coffee or tea, so I'll jump right in. Dogs or cats? Coffee.
I have a cat right now, but I love dogs. I'll have to say cats though, because I have a cat.
Fair enough. Prettiest American state in terms of geographical outline alone. What one has the best shape?
I have to shout out Utah. I have to shout out my hometown. It's gorgeous.
That's a good answer. It's a good answer. I had a whole segment that I had here that I like to call reviewing old tweets, but not sure how many of you would join us today. I had one for each of you, so I'll just go ahead and do yours. We're back 8 years here. The way these, oh, it's just as scary as it sounds. The way these fruit by the foots are tempting me to eat the whole box is getting bad. My question is, when's the last time you had a fruit by the foot?
This is so funny, because I was literally thinking about fruit by the foot last night. Oh my god.
When's the last time you've seen one?
I haven't had one in so long. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you. Like probably months at least. But I was literally thinking about fruit by the foot last night. That is really that's weird.
That's serendipity.
They still slap. They still slap. I would still eat one. I just don't have any.
I'm gonna check that out the next very fast grocery store trip I make. See if they still have them on shelves.
I know, right?
Um,
Masks and gloves with our fruit by the foots.
oh yeah. To wrap up the lightning round, I've got one question that I like to ask every artist that I get the chance to sit down with, and it's the classic age-old question: would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? If you had to, if your life depended on it.
Oh my gosh, definitely the little guys.
Hmm.
Like the little horses. I feel like I could take that on, but like a massive duck that was the size of a horse, absolutely
Oh, yeah.
not. That's terrifying.
That's the objectively correct answer, a wise one. Thanks again for joining us. The Aces here, virtual big room. I'll have you play one more and then give you the last word.
Okay. Well, I think that in the spirit of the quarantine, I'm gonna have to play Stuck.
All right.
Because it feels too fitting. Guys, give me a sec. Kitty plays this all the time. All right. We talk till we're blue in the face. You know the words don't resonate. Seasons, they always seem to stay the same. Holding on to things we said we would change. I'm stuck, babe, stuck with nowhere to go. And it cuts, babe, 'cause we're just taking it slow. It's over, make your move. Stuck, babe, stuck with nowhere to go. There you have it.
I tell you, the hardest part about doing these interviews is not being allowed to sing along. If I can get my screen back. There we go. I forget that I'm mic'd up.
Singing along. Just waiting in the background.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you once again. I'll let you have the last word here. Any departing thoughts?
I mean, not really. I guess like there's more music to come. There's most definitely an album coming, and we'll be doing everything we can to stay connected with the fans. And thank you so much for having me, us, the Aces. I mean, in spirit, but me.
Right.
So thank you so much. Seriously, I really appreciate it, and it was fun.
Absolutely, our pleasure. We hope to see you in Columbus soon.
Awesome. Us too. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed indeed. All right. Thanks once again.
Okay. Bye.